What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Turbo yet again today. It is the 28th day of November, and here we are sitting at about $0.00258 with 6 hours and 53 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it. So, yesterday we pumped a good bit. We pumped a very good bit. Pulled back a little bit too. It's kind of crazy to think that within the last, really like the last 18 hours, we've seen a 20% dump in this thing. We actually saw a 20% dump. It doesn't feel like that, right? At one point, you were down 20% from the high. Really, though, from the low overall, right now, you're up 95% overall, 100% pump that we've seen so far. This is a V-shaped recovery. This is exactly like what you would typically expect to see. It's a little bit faster, to be completely fair, than what I feel like you'd typically expect to see, but still phenomenal. This V, I think, clearly started here. If it didn't start here, there's a chance it started here. There's also a chance it started here. Again, that's the hardest part about this V. I really don't think that we're just going to move all the way up like that, right? But let's be clear. Where we are right now, we've been before. We've been right here before. We literally actually found support right here, very near where we were before, with a very similar reaction to what we're doing now. And that move took about a week to get all the way up to 0053. We're at 0025 right now. So that's, I mean, there's a lot of give here. There's a lot of give. There might be a scenario where we do, in fact, rip all the way up to where we were in July. Is that your all-time high? No, it's not. I mean, I don't know. You know, with this being said, too, looking at this in a bit of a larger time frame format, what you have here, again, disregarding the fake scam wick of the Binance market-making catastrophe with Wintermute, whatever it is, this looks like a giant W, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like a giant? We haven't formed this part of the W yet, but it certainly looks like the giant W. Again, excluding this kind of insignificant fake Fugazi price action there, right? And I really wouldn't be surprised if we had a reaction like that, right? W's are great because then you have the central point. You likely come up here, you consolidate, whatever, but once you break above that point, then it's on, just like a V-shaped recovery, you go to where the W started, but above there. So new all-time highs. If this is a W-shaped formation, and I think it is, I mean, really from here, the ultimate destination is to new all-time highs. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's your all-time highs, yeah. Phenomenal week. Absolutely phenomenal week. Isn't it crazy how 1 week literally evaporates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of closing prices? Literally 6. You've evaporated about a month and a half's worth of closing prices on a weekly basis. We have 2 days and 7 hours left in this week here if you close above here. And I mean, if you keep pumping even more, why stop at 6? Why not go to 7 or 8 or 9? You know, why not go higher? I very much do expect that we're going to see Turbo continue higher. I don't think that we're done here, but do anticipate volatility. Just because we're moving up in what seems to be virtually a straight line doesn't mean that there won't be moments where we pull back 20%. And just because you bought here, you might feel dumb for a moment, but then, you know, you're vindicated. So just trust the process. And if you happen to make the mistake and you FOMO in at the top and it pulls back, just trust the process because you are, I think, in the beginning of something great here with Turbo. With that being said, when I say trust the process, you could buy right here at the high. The next week, we move down here, and we still come up. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by trust the process. If you want to hop on the party train at any time, well, guess what? We're at a high point now. That's fine. If you want to FOMO, that's fine. It's okay to buy the high because we have so much to go. It's not okay to buy the high and sell the low if it comes, right? I do expect, though, that we're not going to see a pullback of this magnitude. I think that we will continue to rally. I would at least expect that we continue to rally up to this 003 level or higher. From a high to a low here, relative high to low, I actually just want to see, would that be the high that we should take? I think that's a good high. I think we should take that high, yeah. We have gone just above the 382. Typically, not always, but typically with the 382, on your first interaction, you expect to wick above it and then close below it. Then you pull back to your 236 for support, and then you continue to rally, okay? We haven't done that yet on the daily time frame. But if we look at the 4-hour time frame, you did basically just that. You didn't wick above it. You found resistance at it, but that's the same thing, more or less. You found resistance at the 382, back tested the 236 for support, now you're up. I don't think you have to correct because you've already done it. You already saw your 20% correction, and it lasted for a moment. And now you're up here, finding support at the 382, where you once found resistance before. So really what I think is happening here is at least you'll move up to 003. I'm pretty confident in that, but likely, statistically speaking, you're most probably just going to keep rallying until you go up to the golden ratio, which from the current price, and again, this is why I have no problem saying it's a good time to buy, as long as you can deal with a little bit of volatility. From here, we're likely going to see anything from about a 40% to a 60% pump. I mean, it could be tomorrow. It could be the next day. It could be a week from now. Just want you guys to hear this, okay? Just understand. Wait. It's the chair. Because I heard it. I heard it during a moment of pause. It made that noise. No, I did not let loose the goose, all right? It was the chair. It was the chair.
Was the chair?
Yeah. I'm almost done, okay. Golden ratio. Golden ratio, that's the next target. Something at 00367 to 0041. That's the expectation there. And if we don't at least get there, then at the very, very least, a 15% pump from here is what I would expect to see. Something at 003. But I truly do expect that we'll see something at the golden ratio. There is always a situation where we could go higher, but again, I don't anticipate that you break above the golden ratio on your first attempt. It can happen. Typically, you find resistance here, you pull back to this area for support, and then you continue to rally. But if we were to go higher than even my expectations, the next target area to consider would be 00486 to 0058 itself. I'm not talking about this area because I think that we're going to go there. I really don't. In time, we will. I just think, at first we're going to go to the golden ratio, and then we will find some turbulence, and then we can talk about these prices. But in case I'm wrong, in case this is more bullish than expected, do anticipate that we find resistance here at 00486 to 00574. Yeah. All in all, though, Turbo, you look really good here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame real quick, RSI looks great. No signs of weakness here. 4 hour time frame looks great. No signs of weak. A little bit of bearish divergence, but a little bit. It's nothing. What's weird is you've already actually seen this bearish divergence play out. You've already wicked down below where. So I don't know. Is there bearish divergence? I don't know. 2 hours, 46 minutes left. If this 4 hour closes red, then yes, you have bearish divergence. But if it closes green, no, you don't. You just have that look, but you can still go higher. Daily time frame and the stochastics, the MACD look great. Daily time frame, MACD is sad technically, but shaping up. Most bullish readings on the histogram that you've seen in quite some time, really since July. You haven't seen this bullish or more. You're more bullish than what you were back here in September. You haven't seen bullish readings like this since July. RSI, same thing. Stochastics, it's been since the beginning of October. So you look good on all fronts. I really do think you have more to go. Something big's going on here, and I think we're going to see this come to fruition over the weeks and months to come. Right. The expectation here, ultimately, is that we'll go probably somewhere between. Let me just see here. High to low. We'll probably go somewhere between about 1.9 cents and 2.7 cents. That'd be my guess. We're at $0.0026 now. So overall, this move from the starting point here this week is effectively not stopping until we see a 7X to an 11X move. From here. Not from the low. From here, about a 7X, 7.5X to an 11X move is projected still before we see any kind of significant multi-month or longer consolidation. And of course, I believe Turbo has much higher than that to go. I just think, we move up here. Maybe it's the end of December, the middle of December, the beginning of January. I don't know. When we're up here, consolidate, and then it's February, March, and then we start to move up again. That's my thought. Anyways, I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.